Hello, good evening, and welcome to Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. Thank you for being part of tonight's program. Tonight, we're going to be looking at why, or rather, how to make and keep friends, especially in our adulthood. Making and keeping friendships in adulthood. You know, when we were little, when we were growing up, it's easy. It's very quick to make friends, and some of them are still our friends even till now. And I, but as we grow older, we tend to have more acquaintances and more highs and buys than real friends. For instance, if I ask you right now to name 5 people, even 3 people, okay, maybe 3 will be okay, maybe 5 people that you can truly call your friends, not just your acquaintances, not your colleagues at work, not your next door neighbor, but friends, people that are closer to you, people that knows you, people who can tell us a lot about you because of the level of friendship that you have, the depth of that friendship, the longevity of that friendship, the quality of the lives that you share together. If I ask you to name 5 of them right now, would you be able to? Will I be able to? Our telephone address books and emails and contacts are full of people that we meet on the journey and we live on at the bus stop, people that we meet either at work, maybe in the gym, maybe at the barber shop, or maybe while you are shopping, or you've met maybe at the bus stop. And those people are around you, you talk to them, they talk to you, and you think they are your friends. You call them, in fact, that they are your friends. You have 520,000 followers on Twitter and 18,000 on Facebook and all of that. And you call them your friends. I call them my friends. But are they really our friends? You know, children, they don't have problems in making friends. In fact, they would defend their friendship with everything they've got. They will not even be prepared. They will not be willing to share their friends with either their brothers or sisters because they believe they are their friends. But do you and I have that as adults? How many times in the last, say, 5 years, even maybe 10 years, how many times have you actually cultivated and kept a friendship, somebody that you can call your friend? Many of us don't have them. Now, is it because there's something wrong? I believe there is. Is that something unsurmountable? No, I don't think it is. But the reality is we all need to be truthful and sincere and look at these as not just another thing, but something that is very important, as we're going to find out tonight, because some of the benefits that accrue to you and I out of the relationships, out of the friendships that we have, you will be amazed, some of them, as we go through them. So tonight we're going to be looking at, as adults, how to make friends, new friends, how to cultivate them, and how to keep them. Because it's not uncommon for adults to lament, oh, I just don't have any friends. Well, go out and make some. Because we all want to be comfortable and be secluded and be private and be by ourselves, and yet we want company. Well, you can't have it both ways. The biggest price of friendship is vulnerability, is being willing and committed to be open and sincere and be exposed to the people or the person that you call your friend. So if you're not willing to do that, if you're not committed to that, then don't complain that you don't have friends. You are just Billy no mate. When we were in college, when we were in university or whatever high institution that you attended, you made friends. You know why? Because there is closeness. There is proximity between you and them. You are in the same hostel, you are in the same class, you are in the same laboratory, you are doing the same project together. And over time, that constant connection developed into something that is tangible, that is real, that you even cherish even till today. So when we were younger, when you and I were younger, when we were going through our educational processes, we were good at making friends. But now that we're older, it's a different ballgame. In fact, these days, when you talk about relationships, people immediately think of romance. They think of the relationship between a man and a woman, or boy and a girl, and that is part of it, but that is not the totality of what friendship is about. In fact, any relationship that is not grown out of friendship will within time or over time start to wither on the edges. Have you looked in the bookshop lately or online to see how many books have been written, how many articles are available, how many journals and blogs and podcasts are out there about how to make a friend, or how to get a mate, how to keep a mate, how to dump a mate, how to go over a dump, and so many of them. But how many of those have you seen written about how to make friends, how to keep friends, and how to manage your friendship? But you see, what research has shown over the years is that true friendship, a true friendship relationship will make it, they are the brick with which our lives are built. They are the mortar that holds the bricks together. They are the sum total. They are the graph that depicts what our lives looks like. They are the ups and the downs of our lives. They are the fabrics that are woven in and out, in and out, in and out of our lives. They affect our daily life. They affect our well-being. They affect our reasoning and how we do things, how we carry ourselves, how we project ourselves. All of that are some of the things that you will see, that you will experience and enjoy where true friendship or friendship relationship is concerned. So as an adult, when we don't have friends, when you and I don't have people that we can call friends, not just, oh, I know him, or I've seen him, or I spoke to him before. No, when you and I don't have friends, these are some of the things we're missing out on. Because good or bad, for better or for worse, true friendship or lack of friendship thereof will largely determine to a degree your level of happiness. The type of friends that you have, or the lack of friends that is in your life, will determine to a great extent the level of happiness that you experience. Because like I said, friends, they ride with us as we go up, and they come down the valley with us. But if you're missing that, if you don't have that companion, that friendship, that true connection, you are missing out on a lot of things. True friendship will help you develop the rhythm of your days, of your life, and even help you in shaping the goals and the dreams that you have for yourself. A true relationship, friendship-wise, will encourage you to become what you want to be. But more than that, true friendship will hold you accountable to ensure that you fulfill your potentials and the goals that you've set for yourself. They will be the constant reminder. They will be in your face. They will challenge you. They will stretch you. They will pull you. That are some of the benefits that will accrue to you and I when we develop and we maintain true friendship. But despite all of that, many of us as adults still don't have friends. It's not uncommon to ask a man, who is your best friend? And he will say, my wife. You ask a woman, who is your best friend? And she will say, my husband. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But you see, we have developed the practice of using that as a cover for the emptiness or lack of friendships that are in our lives. Because once you say it's your husband or your wife, that's the end of the story. But deep down on the inside, you and I know that those are just camouflage. They're not real. Not that your spouse is not your friend. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, beyond that, your spouse, who else? Take your spouse out of it. Who is next on your line that you can truly call your friend? Because when we were young, when we were little, oh yeah, in the primary school, in the secondary school, it's good to, some of the people in your life and in my life right now that you can really call friends are probably some of the ones that you met in your primary or secondary school. I remember about 2 weeks ago, we have the Old Student Association for those of us who finished at the secondary school as far in the 80s, and we have this group chat on WhatsApp, and we were just reminiscing about different things, and then we mentioned the name of some of our old teachers. Oh my day. I mean, that conversation started at about 11 a.m. in the morning. And I kid you not, 10 p.m. at night, people were still talking about different teachers and different experiences and different encounters they had during their secondary school days. And as we were talking, it was like we were all back again in that school campus, being friends again. But outside of that, who are my true friends? Who are my close friends? Who could I actually call my friends now? Outside of that circle, is it because I'm not a friendly person? No, it's not. It's because other things have a way of pushing out the need for friendships in your life and in my life. But the reality is, how much we need those friends. How much we need those friends. Especially in this day and age that we live, where everybody seems connected and yet most people are lonely, where everybody seems full, just loaded and burdened down with friendship, and yet many people are crying their eyes to sleep. Research has shown that there are 3 reasons why adults find it difficult to create new friends and to maintain them. Some of them are deliberate, and some of them are by virtue of circumstances. For instance, the proximity that you enjoyed with your secondary school mate is not the same now with Mr. John down the road or sitting next to you, because at 5 o'clock, that is the end of your conversation. Everybody is gone and never to even think of one another again till tomorrow when you meet again. So that proximity that you had when you were little, when you were growing up, it's not there now. The physical closeness is missing. And that is one of the reasons adults don't have friends. The repeated, unplanned interactions that you had when you were little, when you were in school, it's not there anymore. In those days, you like it or not, you have to be in the same class. You have to be in the same class, attend the same lectures, and do the same thing, go to the farm together and do this together and walk the walk together, do sports together and all of that. But now, no, it's not there anymore. And that type of setting, it encourages, in fact, it exposes you to vulnerabilities. For instance, if you, during your secondary school days, like mine, if you were in the boarding school, you can't be in a boarding school and be on by your own, by yourself. No, it's not possible. I mean, I don't know the type of boarding schools they have these days, but in our days, if you're in a boarding school, I mean, in our boarding room, hostel B room 4, we're about 12 of us in that room. Six double what's it called, bunk beds, and so you are exposed to all of them, and they are exposed to you as well. So within the closeness of that community, friendship is bound to come forth. But having said that, even though as adults some of these proximity and repeated unplanned interactions and the communal sense is not there as it was in those days, there are still things that you and I can do. There are still measures that you and I can take. There are practical things that we can embark upon to make friends, to keep the ones that we have, and to maintain it in such a way that it won't just be here today, gone tomorrow. I read about an article about a year ago about this group of friends in America, men. They were about 30 or so of them. And when they were in their late 20s, early 30s, they formed this alliance that every third Wednesday they will all meet together in one place and have dinner every third Wednesday. And they've been doing that. And this group, I think the oldest among them, as at the time I was reading the article, was about 83. The youngest was about 75, 76. And they have still maintained that routine. Yes, some of them have died and some are too frail to, but those that can make it are still meeting together to keep that routine going. The strength of that team the bond is almost unbreakable. Now, you could say, well, I think we are late now. I mean, look at where I am, look at out, when am I going to have time? No. If you put your mind to it, if you and I should put our minds to it, it is not impossible. It is never too late. But the truth is, we don't know, or we don't have full understanding of the benefits, some of the benefits of friendship. And that is why we minimize it, we don't appreciate it, and sometimes some people think it's a burden, you are disturbing them, and because our lives over the years we've been programmed to live a routine life. This is what you do, and this is when you do, this is how you do, and this is where you do. There's nothing wrong with routine. It is when the routine now becomes your lordship, that's when there's trouble. One of the key elements of friendship is spontaneity. I remember sometime last month, or just about 5 weeks ago or so, one of my very good friends, Richard Dancer, just called me one afternoon and said, "Hey, this are you at home?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, I'm coming over." He came over and we spent about 3 hours playing golf together, and boy, what a time that was. What a wonderful time that was. That is the prize. That spontaneity is that's one of the benefits of having good friends in your life. But regardless of whether you have friends, or you want to keep friends, or you need to make friends, or you have some and they've lost and you need to go and find them, whatever you have to do, make it a priority. Especially in this time when everybody is virtually on their own. You never know who you're going to reach out to, and that will just be the blessing that they need in their lives. You don't know who you are going to touch. You don't know who you are going to relate to. And that will just give them the lift that they need to get out of whatever they're dealing with. There are so many things that you and I are missing out on when we don't have friends, when we don't make friends, when we don't maintain our friendships, when we're not keeping our and safeguarding our friendship. So what can you do? You may be asking. All right, I hear what you're saying, but then what can we do? There's so many things we can do, and we're going to look at some of them tonight. One of the reasons that we don't have friends as adults is because we try to develop and maintain our friends or our friendship like some other aspects of our lives. We want to put it on a routine. It has to be not on a routine. We want to put it in a certain process. Now, there's nothing wrong with process. It's just that you and I know if it's not affecting our health, if it's not directly relating to our jobs, and to some degree, if it's not connected to our spiritual lives, we don't recognize them as being important. So if you want to make new friends as an adult, or you want to fan to flame the amber of the old one that is dying out, or you just want to develop and grow an existing friendship to a new level, some of the things that you can do, we're going to cover tonight. The first thing you must do is to don't get bogged down with the merry-go-round of let's plan it and let's finalize it. Somebody once told me, he said, whenever you meet a friend and he says to you, oh, we need to meet up, we need to catch up, let your people call my people and arrange it, that tells you that's not going to ever happen. Because the two of you have immediately abdicated the responsibilities of making it happen. If you have to wait for your people to call my people to arrange it, then we're not in control of what is happening. And it's supposed to be about you and I. So when people say, we should hang out sometime, I have a friend every time, if every time we talk or every time we meet, say, you know, Tunde, we really need, we are overdue for a sit down together and just have some fun. I say, yeah, we should do. But I know it's not going to happen because neither of us are making the effort to make it happen. So when people say, we need to hang out, we need to meet up, give me a shout, let me call you tomorrow, it never happens. Do you know why? Because neither you nor the other person will actually follow it through. Or maybe one of you will try to follow it through. And every time they try to make the effort, the other person is either not available, or it's not a good time, or I have prior arrangement, or I need to take the kids to swimming, or my wife is expecting me to come home early today. And it will be one excuse after another. Now, there is nothing wrong with excuses. But what that tells me is that this idea of friendship is not important to you. Because if it is important, you will find time for it. You will find time for it. So the first thing you must do if you want to establish and develop and create a new friendship or maintain an existing one, don't get bogged down with the we need to, we should do, we have to, we must do. No, just do it. Like my friend Richard did. He called me and said, are you at home? I said, yeah. He said, okay, I'm on my way to your house. And we had a great time. 3 hours. Just the two of us on the 9-hole golf course. And we had a blast. Lost so many balls, but who cares? We were just hanging out. Another thing you can do is to ensure that once you start the hanging out, once you start the arrangement, once you start it, Make it consistent. Be consistent with it. Have a consistent hangout. I mean, Richard and I, like I said, we met about 5 weeks ago. We are overdue another one. The other day, I think it was earlier this week or last week, Facebook sent me a reminder that 3 years ago, myself and one of my other friends, Brian Zimba, we went out to play golf and sent me the pictures. So I sent it to Brian. I said, Brian, guess what? It's been 3 years. And he said, no, I don't know. I can't believe it's been that long. We need to do it again. Yes, let's do it again. Oh, yeah, we're all busy. We are all busy with activities, the children and the family and the project and the deadlines and the schedule and this and that. And all of that can quickly, without you even knowing, become a week, a month, have 3 months, 6 months, 5 months. Before you know it's a year, it's 2 years, like I'm saying about Brian and I. It's been 3 years that we played golf together, for crying out loud. But when you do find the time and you pin yourselves down, you know, you too can testify to how wonderful it is to just spend time with your friend where you just have fellowship, heart to heart. You just really speak into each other's lives. Ensure that the hanging out is consistent. Ensure that it's not something that is always somewhere out there. No. Force yourself to do it again and again and again. And before you know it, other things in your life will recognize that this is important to you and they will make room for it. Another thing you can do to create and maintain good friends is that don't encourage a friendship that is based on hi and bye. Hi, bye. Or you just meet and maybe you meet in the church or in the gym or at the kids' sports ground or at the school gate where you drop off the kids and it's like, hey, how's it going? How's the family? Everything all right? Okay, see you, bye. No, if you really want to develop a friendship with such a person or group of persons, then you need to enforce, you need to take the conversation beyond the hi and bye. Get into deeper conversation. Get into a more progressive, more meaningful topics to talk about. Don't just talk about football or the weather or Boris Johnson and Donald Trump. No. Talk about something that will add value to you. There is a pastor in my church, Pastor Ederi. Every time we have time or we meet up, it is always very, very, very productive, very elevating, very challenging, because we talk about things that are of weight, things that will provoke you to want to become better than you are, things that will stretch you, that will challenge you, that will encourage you. If you really want to develop good friends, if you want to have good friends in your life, these are some of the things you should ensure it's on the table. It's not every time you have to talk about what's happening in Nigeria or how the government is terrible and all of that. No, sometimes you need to talk about, so where are you right now? Where are you going? What are you doing about this? Have you done that? What are your plans regarding this? Talk about something substantial, something that when you leave their presence, 2-3 days afterwards, it's still ringing in your ears. It's still hanging on your shoulders. You are still thinking and pondering and finding ways to make it happen. Don't just do the buy and highs. It doesn't work, because your friendship will not grow beyond the level that you expose yourself, that you make yourself available, that you make yourself vulnerable. No, get into the meatier topic of discussion. What's happening with your children? Where are they right now? What are they pursuing? What is the direction they are following? Have you considered it? Have you looked at that? What would you say about this? Make it so personal that you go away not just with the thoughts in your head, but the feelings in your heart. That's another way by which you cultivate and develop and maintain friends. If you are willing, if you are committed, if you will engage yourself, you too can develop excellent friendship, outstanding relationships that will thrive in so many ways beyond your wildest imagination. One of the things friendship will do for you, one of the benefits of friendship is that it will help you health-wise. A good friendship, a solid friendship, a sincere and balanced friendship, they are crucial. They are so important to your physical, your mental, and your emotional, even your financial health. A good friendship is like a tonic to the body. It's like an energizer. It's a refresher. It's anti-aging. It purifies you and washes away the dirt and the hangouts that hang about that are in your life. A good friendship will do that to you. Because poor quality friendship, I mean, when I read this, I was shocked. Poor quality friendship is the mortality risk equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes per day. When you live a life where you don't have good, solid, quality friendship, it's as if you are in fact on the same mortality risk level of somebody that smokes 15 cigarette sticks a day. And you know how terrible that is. When you have good supportive friendship in your life, especially if you have them and you have maintained them from the time you were 20 or 25 years old, it is almost a guarantee that if you keep that going, the least you will live is 70 years. Genuine, nourishing friendship, they boost your immune system. They help to improve your prognosis with chronic health conditions. They help to lower your blood pressure. They help to keep you on the straight and narrow. Good friendship will do that to you. Imagine not having that type of friendship in your life. A good quality, solid friendship will help you emotionally because they will help to reduce your risks of getting into disorders like depression, like PTSD, like anxiety, like even substance abuse or alcohol abuse. When you have good people around you, they challenge you, they help you, they push you and keep you in the straight and narrow. But imagine you don't have friends. People get into depression because they feel lonely, because they see loneliness, because they experience being alone. But when you have good friends in your life, that will not be your portion. If all your health regime and health routine is to go to the gym and pump the iron and all of that, have lunch with friends and all of that, you're missing out. You are missing out because all of that will only help you in one aspect of your life. But when it comes to your physical, your mental, your emotional and financial progress, a good quality solid friendship will give you all of that and won't charge you a penny for it. As adults, it is not only hard for us to make new friends, it is also important for us to recognize that friendship over time, they have transitions. They have transition processes and transition times. And it is not a rejection of who you are or of your friendship. It is just the natural course, natural path, natural way of life. Because a time will come when you wake up and suddenly your circle of friends are no longer as readily available as they used to be. They're no longer there when you need to talk to them. They're no longer just at the end of the phone call waiting for your phone to ring. That is not because they've rejected you or they've stopped being your friends. You must recognize life happens. And part of life happening is that people will move location. They will change their geographical locations. Some people will get a new job in the other side of the city or in another country or in another state, and they will have to relocate. It doesn't mean they have stopped being your friend. It's just all it means is their life has taken a trajectory in that direction. Some of your friends will wake up one morning and they're married. Now, they're not going to leave their marriage just so that they can stay with you. But it does not negate, it doesn't stop the fact that you're still friends. It just means this is a transition to another phase in their lives or in your life, and it doesn't stop the friendship. Some will start to have kids, and you know what kids are. Once they come into your life, they take over your life. They become your center of attention. Everything about your life now revolves around them, and rightly so. Then some will retire, and some will say, you know what, I've had enough of this city life. I'm going back to the village. I'm just going to retire to Spain or Hawaii or something like that. Or I'm just going to travel around the world and then end up living in Australia somewhere. But it does not mean that your friendship has ended. Understand that these transitions will happen in any relationship. And some will even die. So what do you do about that? Some will even divorce. What do you do about that? These transitions are part and parcel of life. And you should not allow them to be the end or to cut off or stop your friendship. But you know the unfortunate thing, many people, when this life transition happens, they feel ashamed, they feel rejected, they feel guilty, they feel lonely, they feel, oh, that's the end of our friendship. No. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It is the natural pattern of life for your friend, your best friend from secondary school to wake up one morning and say, I'd like you to be my chief bridesmaid because I'm getting married in 2 months' time. And my husband lives in Ghana. What you going to do? It doesn't mean they've rejected you. It just means the transition of life has taken them in that direction. So don't take it personal. Don't feel it's a rejection, or don't feel guilty that maybe it's something you said or did. I mean, no, it's not. It's just part of life. When, as an adult, you are stepping out to create, to maintain, to develop new friendship, understand that there will be instances of false starts when you will think this is it, it's happening, and boom, it just hit the ground and it's not going anywhere. When you think, oh, there's nothing in this, and push, it flies to the high to high heavens. Understand that at the beginning there will be some instances when your expectations are not realized. Those are the false start that you will see. But the good thing is, you need that. You need those false starts in this process, because what they do is they help you, number one, understand that it is not every attempt at developing a friendship that will materialize. Just like for many people, you didn't eventually get married to the first person you dated. I know some people, it's just they met, and before you know it, they were married, and they still been married and fine. But that is those are one-ups. That's not the norm. Many people never married their very first date. Is it because they didn't want to get married? No, it's not because of that. It just never happened. And it's the same thing when you are cultivating or developing a new friendship. Some of them will work. Some of them will just not work at all. But all that will just help you to fine-tune your process, to fine-tune your antenna, to fine-tune what you are looking for. But more importantly, it will help you to judge yourself and determine what exactly are you looking for, and are you approaching it from a wrong angle or looking for the wrong thing. And that is why this is not happening. So eventually, when you self-audit yourself and your process and your selection process, you eventually will come up with the best of friends in life. But just because the first one you tried didn't work doesn't mean that's it. I know this thing is not going to work. I always knew that I'm not good at making friends. Everybody just don't like me. No, it's not about that. It's not about that. You want to make friends. You want to keep friends. You want to cultivate deep, strong relationship with other people. Commit to community. Commit to community. You know, one of the best things that gatherings like a place of worship, going to school or university or the gym or one of the things they do is they open you up. They make available to you different flavors of what is on the table for you to see. It's like a buffet where you go and select whatever you want from the menu, and you help yourself. Commit to community, because true friendship is not just about one-on-one. There are good one-on-one friendships, but then more importantly, it goes beyond the one-on-one. It entails good feeling that you get from being part of something that is bigger than you, that transcends you, especially something that you are involved in and you're not personally benefiting from. You're doing it for the sake of others. You'll be amazed what bursts and the kick and the joy that you get out of being there to help others and serve others and volunteer and just make yourself available. The traditional community involves things like I said, school, neighborhood, workplace, and place of worship, and all of that. And some of your good friendship will grow out of those communities. All you have to do is to throw yourself at it. And in the process, you'll be amazed how many like-minded people that will come your way. And before you know it, even though you were there to just serve and help others, you will come away with the best of friends that will be with you for the rest of your life. So what are some of the some of the things that interest you? What are some of the areas in which you think you can volunteer and give your time, give your expertise, give your knowledge, share your gift with others without really expecting anything from it to benefit yourself? Volunteer to help at the homeless shelter. Volunteer to help in the local community city center or town hall. Maybe they do, I don't know, they do that there every other weekend. Go there and help and say, okay, I don't know anything about throwing that, but I can make a good cup of tea. And so then help to serve those people. You in the process of that, you will meet other people that are doing exactly the same thing. And before you know it, some of the best friendships are developed in the trenches of life. Why do you think military men and women are friends forever? Because they were together in the worst time and the worst place of their lives, and they shared life, they touched each other, they worked together, they came out together, and now they are the best of friends for life. Becoming part of a community will expose you to like-minded people, and it will give you an important sense of belonging to a group, of belonging to a community. But more than that, there is a sense of joy and satisfaction that you feel, that you experience when you know you are doing something to benefit others with no expectations of any request to yourself. There is a joy in that. And more than the joy, friendships are cultivated. They are grown, they are developed. Another thing you can do to cultivate new friends and develop existing ones, focus on follow-up. Focus on follow-up. You know, sometimes it's not meeting new people that's hard. In fact, we all meet new people every time, every day, everywhere you look, there are new people. But you see, what most of us do is we get trapped in just the connection of the new people, in meeting them, in greeting them, in wishing them well and going our ways. We get trapped in that initial contact or initial interactions, that we don't go beyond that. We leave it at that superficial level. Now, to some, it's because they don't have the courage to probe deeper, or some they just don't know how to do it. Well, here are some examples of what you can do to grow deeper, to develop a friendship beyond the superficial level. At your first meeting, listen attentively to what they're saying, and make a memory point to say, when next I meet this person, I'm going to ask them about this point that we discussed at this meeting. That's how you follow up. Oh, by the way, Jim, how is that bicycle project you were working on the last time we spoke? And that will send a louder, bigger message to Jim. The fact that you have so much interest in him, not in yourself, to the point that you can remember what he was working on the last time. Now, Jim wants to tell you about not just the bicycle. Oh, I finished the bicycle. I'm now building a bird's house for the children. And when we finish that, we're planning to go on holiday. And when we finish that, and before you know it, the conversation is growing and deepening and getting more personal than just the, hello, how are you? How was work today? And how was the weekend? So follow up by remembering little things and then ask them in your subsequent conversation. So, how was the medical examination that you took your dog to? Was everything okay? And that just sends a message to any natural, normal, sane human being that you are a friend, not just an acquaintance. Another thing you can do as part of your follow-up process is to reveal something that leaves you a bit vulnerable. I said at the beginning, one of the biggest prize of friendship is vulnerability. Oh, 3 years ago, I had to go through this and that, and thank God I'm okay now, but it was something that was very frightening then, but hey, I'm fine now and everything is fine. That tells the other person that you are willing to open yourself up, to let them know more about you than just where did you buy your shoes or your tie from. Another thing you can do is to do what my friend Richard did. Spontaneous outing. Are you at home? I'm on my way. Let's go out for a meal. Let's catch up. Let's do this. Just something that is, everything doesn't have to be diaried and planned and structured. No, just keep it fluid to some degree. Those are some of the things you can do to cultivate new friends, to grow an existing friend, to maintain an existing relationship that is deeper, is stronger, it's better than just, how are you? Fine. How was work? Great. Everything okay? Yes. And then what? Another thing you can do as part of your follow-up process is suggest to that person that they follow up with a text or an email or a phone call after the two of you have dispersed. Maybe you were talking about, I don't know, anything, and he mentioned that, I think I have read an article somewhere, sometime, about this particular topic. I know I've read it somewhere. Then as you're about to depart, just say, oh, by the way, can you please find that article and send it to me so that I can read it? What that does is it leaves it leaves you in their thoughts. It keeps you present with them, even though you are not physically together, because now they have an obligation to do, to report, to send to you, to give to you, to find the thing you've asked for. And you have an expectation that that thing is coming. That thing will soon come. That email is coming. I know he will send that text. I hope he hasn't forgotten. And if 2 or 3 days after the due date you haven't heard, hey, Rachel, what's going on? I'm still waiting for that article. Can you please help me find it and send it? I really want to read it. And that is how you build friendship. You develop, you cultivate it, you grow it, you strengthen it by simple follow-up process. Another thing you can do is to offer them some resources that you have access to. Oh, you guys are going to Spain on holiday. We were in Spain 2 years ago. We stayed at this particular hotel. I mean, for us, up to the children are still raving about it because Everything was clean and tidy. The service was fine. The this and that. It's not far from the beach. You can do this. You can do that. In fact, I think I still have the manager's name. I'll dig it out and give it to you. Just when you do that, you make them keep you in their thoughts. They remember you. They follow up. They want to, not because you demand it, it makes them want to do something for you as well. And that's how friendship grows. That's how friendships are developed. That's how you strengthen even an existing friendship. The only way, or one of the best ways, to take your friendship from just talking about weather and football to something deeper and to keep the friendship longer and maintain it for years and decades to come is to take it beyond the superficial and bring it to make it more personal and more continuous. And as you do that, your friendship will grow. Oh wow, time. Still got a few more, but my time is up. Oh wow. Well, I hope you will go away and use some of what we've said tonight. But please, life is sweeter when you spend it with others. Life is better experienced when you are not on your own, by yourself, with yourself alone. Now, being alone does not mean physically being alone. But even being physically alone, in this, out of the over 7 billion people that are in the world today, it's almost impossible that you can't find one person that you can share life with, that you can share friendship with, that you can share laughter with, that you can cry together if need be. Because we all need one another. None of us is an island. None of us can do it and be it by himself or herself. It's not possible. God created us in a way that we have to interact and intertwine. Our lives will have to rub off on others and vice versa in order for life to have meaning. And one of the best ways to do that is to develop, to cultivate, to go out of your ways to make new friends. Oh, I'm a shy person. No, you're not shy. Because if you go to the grocery shop and you need to get something and it's not on the shelf, you approach a shop attendant to say, sorry, do you guys have this in the back room so that I can get one of them? So it's not about being shy. It's about knowing that the other person, those other people, they just need you desperately in their lives just as much as you do need them in yours. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you create and develop and grow friendship, even at adulthood. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and see if we can finish this next week because I think we still have a few more things that we need to cover. We can cover on this. So please join me again next week as we hopefully wrap this up and see where we are. Thank you. In all of this, the purpose, the goal is still the same. It's bringing us to a point, helping us to arrive at a point where you and I will know, and the people around us will testify that surely these are better men and better women. I'll see you again next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.